Dallas, Doha, Bangkok, straight into quarantine. This is gonna be a very interesting trip. Hey guys, it's the strategy here. Today we're gonna travel from Dallas to Doha to Bangkok straight into a alternate state quarantine at the Lancaster Hotel Bangkok. It's gonna be divided into separate videos, but the first one, this one, is going to be the Qatar Airways from Dallas to Doha to Bangkok on QSuite during the pandemic. And right now is December 1st, 2020. In the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. So we're gonna see how the QSuite is, how the service is gonna be different, and how the trip is gonna go. It's gonna be interesting. Let's go.
And DFW was actually very unusually quiet, at least on the outside.
Actually quite a lot more people than I expected. Really busy. I asked the check-in agent and she said this is really the first day it's got a lot busier than usual. So it seems like it's gonna be a packed flight. So TSA was pretty quick and friendly. Got through that pretty quickly. Had to take everything out, obviously. And we're gonna go to the Centurion Lounge because I think the flagship, American Airlines flagship lounge is closed, temporarily closed. So the second best thing here would be the Amex Centurion Lounge.
The lounge is not overly busy, however, it's definitely not as quiet as I would have expected. The food area and buffet is open, however, it's no longer self-serve. You just line up there and they serve it to you. The bar is fully open. They install a couple of plexiglass panels to separate you from the bartender. Okay, now it's time for my flight. So I headed to the gate, and to my surprise, there were a lot of people in the boarding lines. They have already started boarding business class, and now it's starting for economy. So while you see some social distancing, it's definitely not 6 feet apart from everyone else. I don't know how that works.
So we're at the gate about to board. Face shield. I'm smiling.
So far, the experience hasn't been too different than normal, except for, everyone got a free face shield and everyone is reminded to keep a distance from other passengers. Once I got on board, everything seemed pretty normal. The flight attendant came to get my drink, pre-departure drink order. So I ordered some champagne and I was giving the pajamas and slippers. Everything seems pretty normal. There is a protective kit with face mask and hand sanitizer and all that kind of stuff. And while that's all good and everything seemed really clean, I wasn't gonna take a chance. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you the mountain of wipes that I use to clean every single touchable surface in my suite. It did literally take me like 5 minutes, but I think it's worth it. So if you're traveling, I suggest you bring a lot of sanitizing wipes with you because you never know. And if nothing else, it makes you feel a lot better. So we took off and I got the first drink and the mixed nuts came. Everything is pretty normal except for the mixed nuts had a cover on it. And this is probably my 10th or 11th flight in QSuite. And this is really the first time that I was given a free internet for the entire flight. It seems like Qatar has changed the policy to give free internet, free Wi-Fi to every passenger on the plane, not just the business class passengers. So as you can see, it's not the fastest, but hey, it's free. And it actually did get better throughout the flight. I think I got an average maybe 1 to 2 megabits per second down. So far, everything seems pretty normal, except for most, if not all, the food items are covered when they're served. And I must say, all the food were incredibly good. The salmon was fresh, it was good. This is the sea bass. It was probably one of the best meals I've had on a plane in flight, and it was better than a lot of the meals I had at restaurants. And that extends to the dessert and drinks as well. Everything was incredibly good. I have no complaints in the food department. So here are all the food dishes that I had on the flight from DFW to Doha, as well as the flight from Doha to Bangkok. Since two flights were really similar, everything in terms of experience and the food. So I'll just put all the footage of the food here so you can enjoy all of them right here. Again, everything, and I mean every single thing I had on the plane was incredibly good. Alright, so we finally made our way to Doha, Qatar, and at first glance it seems like it's very empty, and it is. It was really empty compared to, my experience before this COVID thing hit. Even in the main area where the lamp bear sits is also a lot less busy than usual. Let's go see how busy the business lounge is. And we are at the Al Majan Business Lounge. I think I probably butchered that name, but anyways, it is unusually not busy here. I didn't have to wait for the shower, which is usually not the case on my previous visits. I was never a big fan of the food here at the lounge, but I'm happy to report that since COVID hit, they have changed the way the food are served, and now it's a full-service restaurant with cook-to-order dishes served at your table. And today I had the salmon roll, and it was excellent. Now we're on the second flight. This is the one from Doha to Bangkok International Airport. The service and the food was incredible, as you would expect, very similar to the first flight. All in all, it has been an amazing trip. This video was not intended to be a review of the QSuite, but rather a kind of an experience comparison between, traveling in QSuite during the regular time and COVID time. And so far, it hasn't been too much different. The biggest differences for me for this trip versus the regular trip that I've taken in the past is really the additional paperwork and the fit to fly certificate, but that's specific to Thailand. So if you have an upcoming trip, I suggest you check with the country of your destination, as well as the Qatar Airways travel and entry requirements, which will tell you whether you need a COVID test or any other additional paperwork for your flight. I'll put those links down below in the description. Other than that, it's really just the face mask and the face shield that was given to all passengers there, and they are all requested to wear through the entire flight. A little bit different of the food presentation on the flight due to the new requirements to cover all the food items served, but the quality and the variety of the food and drinks remain excellent. It's just a very 2020 thing. To anyone watching this from the future, just be grateful you're not in 2020, or so I hope that's the case. Everything else remained the same, including the bed, the blanket, the turn-down service, the entertainment system, and everything else. It's just as excellent as my previous flight pre-COVID days.
Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Bangkok, Thailand. The local time here is 6:55 a.m. and the outside temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. For your safety, please remain.
Upon arrival to Thailand, we were quickly escorted through the security area to check for our paperwork, Everything was efficient and extremely organized. It probably took me 45 minutes to an hour to get through that, through custom, and out the door. And I'm on my way to my alternate state quarantine, which is the next video. I'll put the link down below.
Hey guys, originally I wanted to give you the whole experience. The QSuite flying, out of DFW into Thailand, into Bangkok, Thailand, as well as getting into Thailand through custom. But I didn't feel that it was appropriate to film like all those personnel working at the airport and the custom because for privacy reasons. However, I just want to say that everyone was extremely nice. They treated you well, even though they keep distance. The wait time at the airport to get it processed and through immigration wasn't long at all. I had to sit and wait maybe 30 minutes. I honestly expected much worse, but all in all, like I said, it took about 40 minutes to get my bag and out the door. At which point I was, I went through the custom, out the door, and the hotel representative waited for me with the car. So anyways, check out my next video if you want to learn more about the alternate state quarantine in Thailand. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.